Hello everyone, it's Daryl. How you doing today? It's a beautiful day here in Michigan, kind of crisp fall day, early November, and the heated seat is giving me trouble for the driver's seat in the 2007 Navigator. So this will apply to like 2007 through 2012 Navigators and Ford Expeditions as well. And what I've determined I'm going to try doing, I'm going to try changing the heated seat control module. This is the heated seat control module here. It has 3 plugs that connect to it, 1 main power plug, then I believe these are the wires that go to the left and right seats, and it's full of little electronic circuitry and such, and I believe that goes bad sometimes. It could be the something else, so it could be something on the actual heated seat coil itself that's failed. We won't know until after we change this, I suppose. But about 140 bucks new on eBay. I got it for 15 at the local salvage yard off of a wrecked 2007 Navigator. And what we're going to do is it's located underneath the passenger side seat. So we're going to remove the passenger side seat, tip it back up, and change it right here. It's really pretty easy to do. And while we're under there, we're going to inspect a couple of other components as well to make sure they're okay. But we need a proper tool to do it with. You can use either a T55 Torx bit or a number 9 size hex bit or Allen wrench, 9mm, and that's what we're going to use. I've got it hooked up to my impact wrench and it fits really well. We're going to take these 4 bolts out and I'm going to show you what to do. First thing you need to do is how to work the trim and how to get to it. We're going to start with the front. We're going to move the seat as far as we can to the rearward position. And we're going to come up front and you're going to see there's one trim panel right here on the front right side of the seat frame that needs to come off. And that trim panel, that particular trim panel, you need to pull it straight forward so you don't break any of the mounting tabs on it. So let me get the seat all the way up in the air. Did I get the seat? I didn't get the seat all the way up in the air yet either. So all the way back and all the way up in the air is going to be the ticket here to make this easier to get to and to work. Get the back all the way up too. All right, now I'm going to take 2 hands. I'm going to pull this directly toward the front of the vehicle. And you can see the 2 tabs there that secure it in place. So we'll set that aside. We won't need that again until we get ready to put everything back together. The back side has 2 trim panels, 1 on each leg, and those pull straight up. It's the same kind of clip setup, but they don't pull directionally, they pull straight up. So be careful to do it that way so you don't break off the little tabs. As we move to the back seat, we've moved the seat all the way forward and up in the air again, so we can easily access these. Now these are the trim panels I was talking about. You stick your fingers or a lifting tool underneath the sides of them here if you can, and lift straight up. And by going straight up, you've saved your tabs and not caused any damage. We'll do the same thing here, lifting straight up, and that pops right off. So we'll set those aside, clean out all the crap that's accumulated under here in the last 6 years we've owned the car. There's some change, some money. When I was at the junkyard, I actually got like 61 cents out from underneath the seat when I took it out to access this. You gotta be careful, there's a bunch of broken glass under here too still from when we hit a turkey going down the expressway at 70 miles an hour, and it totally shattered the front windshield on this, scared us half to death, cut my wife's face a little bit. Very scary thing to hit something that big going 70 miles an hour, and it just destroyed the windshield. And we're still finding pieces of glass here and there in the car to this day, and that's been like 3 years ago. All right, now we're going to remove these 2 screws here. The back ones are a little harder to get out. Usually, sometimes my handheld impact won't take those out, and I have to use a large ratchet handle, sometimes even with an extension on it to get the leverage to get those loose, because those are more exposed to the elements on the bottom side because of the angle they're on. Since these bolts are in really tight and the bottom side of them are exposed to the elements underneath the vehicle, I like to put a little anti-seize, here's the anti-seize, on each one. This is the copper-based anti-seize, and you just squeeze a little bit out, just a tiny little bit. It's kind of hard filming here with one hand, but let me show you here how much I put on. See if you can get a view on that. There we go. Just a little tiny dab, and then we're going to rub it up and down the side of the threads, and as it goes in and gets screwed in tight, the anti-seize will disperse all the way around. All right, now we're going to tip the seat back up, and the module is right here, looking up at us. See that right there? And it's got two little tab clips on either side. Hang on, let's get my finger in there so you can see. It's got a retainer tab here, and another one here behind this wire. And we just lift those up, and the whole module will slide right out. And I'll show you that in a second. The other thing you want to do while you're under here, which I found to be useful, is we want to check the fans for proper operation. The cooled seats have built-in ventilation fans in them, and we need to, well, we don't need to, but we're going to check and make sure those fans are working properly while we're under here. And to do that, we're going to clean all this gunk out of here. Dang. We're going to turn the key on, start the car. We're going to eyeball the fan on this, which is right down here. And when I turn the cooled seat on, that should kick on. And there it goes. High, medium, low, and off. And there we go. Is that off? Yeah. There we go. Now, we've checked those. That was a good thing to check while we're under here. And we don't really need, we could take these cables off here to get more, we could take this cable off here to get better access to the seat underneath, but we're not going to need to. Like I said, we're just going to lift that up, we're going to lift this up, and this whole module should slide right out. And here it is. So I'm going to change that out, and we're going to put it back together. All right, one more thing. The clips on this are a little, this is a standard clip. Retainer clips are getting so complicated these days. This one here, you just push the tab in and pull it out. These two blue ones here, you need to actually lift the blue part up. Just maybe 1/8 of an inch. It's a special retaining lock. The blue part's a retaining lock. So you need to lift the blue part up about 1/8 of an inch or so, and then squeeze the black tab underneath of that to get the plugs out on this side. Now, the nice thing about all these modern connectors is there's a good side and a bad side. The bad side is sometimes they're tricky to figure out how to get out. But the good side is they only go in one place in one direction. There's no way you can accidentally put the wires up wrong on something anymore, because they're made to be assembly line proof. When you're assembling the cars, you have to do it very fast, and you can't have people confused over which wires go where, which connections get hooked up to what. So every connector practically is made a little bit different, so it only fits where it's supposed to go. All right, we've got that back in place. We're going to take our module now, and if I remember how it goes, I'm going to just see if we can slide it right back up into place here. Look at that, clicks right into place, just like so. Just like downtown, like my dad used to say. All right, now we're going to set the seat back down into place. Rock it back into its position here, set it down on its 4 holes, and bolt it back up. Well, we finished the project up and got it all back together. You saw how to replace the heated seat module, and you also saw how to check the fans for the ventilation on the seats. And it's easy to do. You can do it yourself and save some money. As a side note, I should mention that did not actually solve the problem. The heated seat on the driver's side is still not working. So we're going to have to look for a problem possibly in the heating coils themselves. And what I'll probably do is wait till the salvage yard gets another Navigator in and just get the whole seat for it. Because I think that'd be easier than trying to replace the heating coil pads in it by disassembling the whole thing. Because I had the one apart at the junkyard, and it looked like a lot of work to, it was the wrong color. I couldn't just bolt it in because it was the wrong color. And it looked like a lot of work to try and disassemble the seat base and get just the heating coils out of it. So, but like I said, if we do these videos for you guys, so you guys can learn how to do things yourself and save some money. And I consider it a success because we got everything changed and it turned out good, and everybody sees how it works. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.